Welcome to the story of the Multicultural Arts Exchange's 5th season, the season that never got to be, and the season that transformed into an exciting future. We are an organization that shares the arts through affordable concerts in Northeast Philly. We've helped dancers, singers, musicians, from local Philly artists to international musicians, connect with audiences. But in 2020, that turned into more of a challenge than ever before. I'm going to tell you the story of our 5th and most memorable season, and give you a glimpse of what's to come. As the new year began, the Multicultural Arts Exchange set out to have our most ambitious season in 2020. 7 events that showcased artists across genres, from classical music to dance to blues to storytelling. We kicked off the season in February with our concert, Jewish Composers of Operetta. It was an afternoon where audiences and performers could share in musical history, the love of opera, and what we call the opera dysfunctional family, all together. Later in February, we paid tribute to a more recent and personal chapter of music history with our recital, Happy Birthday, Mr. Chrissy. Kit Chrissy began his career as a teacher of English to immigrants in Philly. Through teaching, he met many talented musicians with conservatory training from the Soviet Union. He wanted to uplift and share the gifts of his students, so he began organizing concerts featuring immigrant musicians, completely free to the public. Over 30 years later, we celebrated his work helping immigrant musicians and making the arts accessible in Northeast Philly the only way we could. With the music Kit loves, surrounded by his students, friends, and longtime concert attendees. You can read more of his story on the MAA blog.
Kit, over here! Come on!
The season had begun, and we showed no signs of slowing down. Next was one of our most unique events, the healing magic of music, paintings, and storytelling. Here is Michael Shingo Crawford to tell you about it.
Hi, I'm Michael Shingo Crawford, and I am the violinist for Independent String Ensemble. On March 14th, we are excited to share with you a program called The Healing Sound of Music. On this program, we are performing the greatest classical works by composers such as Bach and Beethoven. On the more contemporary side of things, we have also programmed the Nocturne for Cello and Piano by Pulitzer Prize-winning composer Jennifer Higdon, as well as arrangements of popular and film music, such as the theme from The Sound of Music by Richard Rogers. We are looking forward to seeing you on March 14th.
But then, on the day of the show, the world changed. On March 14th, New Jersey announced a shutdown of non-essential businesses and an 8 p.m. curfew. Pennsylvania and other states soon followed with similar measures. The venue for Healing Magic of Music closed down, and we soon received calls from all of our season venues that no live events would be possible for the foreseeable future. Music had stopped, abruptly and without warning. But then Italy came to the rescue. Julia Pikolov, a friend of MAE and pianist, reached out to us from her home in Italy. She and the Musical Association Piano Link were planning a virtual concert tour. Nonprofits would each host a stop with a tour and fundraiser, all online. The series was a show of solidarity amongst artists during the pandemic. MAE hopped on board. By the end, 50 musicians, 350,000 total followers, and of 30 nonprofit organizations took part in Piano Link virtual tourney. And most importantly, the Multicultural Arts Exchange had found a way to keep the show going. We were not dead yet. We could dance, we could sing, and play, and so on. The season went virtual. After the success of the Piano Link tourney, we began work to revive our season from the dead. In May, one of our resident blues artists, Gene Big G, began posting weekly videos about his process and archived footage of performances, culminating in a documentary about his band, the Ripple Road Band. You can also read more about Gene and his work on the MAE blog. I need no second mama. I need to be alone. I need to be alone. Also in May, we had been scheduled to present the dance show, Maybe Even Higher, by the company Artist House, Asia Zaltina, and dancers. In the show, dancers created choreography inspired by the artwork of children imprisoned in the Terezin concentration camp. Audiences would see the artwork on screen and watch while dancers brought it to life. Both we and Asia agreed that this show about art and beauty during dark times of tragedy was needed more than ever. Through working with Asia, we were able to create a virtual show where ticket buyers could watch a recording of the performance and join the dancers for a live Zoom Q&A. Despite having little time to plan, the Maybe Even Higher recording premiered on May 17th, as scheduled originally, to an audience equivalent to our expected live performance turnouts. The world looked to be adjusting to COVID-19, and the arts industry was exploring ways to thrive in our new normal. For once, the clouds for 2020 were clearing. But then the world was rocked, yet again. On May 25th, protests erupted over police brutality and the murder of George Floyd. Cities participating in peaceful protests were overwhelmed by vandalism and escalating violence with the police. Social media became a constant stream of hate and conflict. We had to stop and ask ourselves, what is our role as an arts organization during a time like this? For the answer, program director Michael Zorich turned to an old Russian saying, "When the cannons are speaking, the muses are quiet." Violence and a pandemic had silenced the arts, so we wanted to turn that old saying on its head. We created a campaign around a new slogan, "When the muses are talking, the world listens." For one day, we asked everyone to stop engaging in the news and instead enjoy the arts. With help from our MAE artists, we put on an all-day marathon. Our friends contributed an overflowing amount of art, poetry, jazz tunes, classical piano music, and more. On our blog, we published a series of essays on the importance of art during times of struggle. We had so many people watch and enjoy and engage that we put on a second marathon a couple of weeks later, with even more artists volunteering to donate content. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. With the success of Maybe Even Higher and the World is Listening campaign, we reached out to more friends to see if anyone would help us put on a season that we thought would never happen. And they answered the call. Friends and musicians from previous events and the World is Listening campaign were excited to keep performing. In June, Michael Shingo Crawford, the violinist of Independent String Ensemble, performed a live-streamed concert in collaboration with Group Muse. He performed classics like Bach to modern favorites from anime and film on his violin. In July, we shared drinks with the musical Pilgrim Trio over Zoom and watched their video concert, bringing musicians from Germany, Croatia, and California together through the magic of video editing. The music community became a great experiment, mixing and blending elements from traditional performances and new technology.
Light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness. Although a tear may be ever so near, that's the time you must keep.
We still felt we could do more to capture the experience of live music at a concert venue, even during a pandemic. Director Zorich had an idea. Why not put this on the same show, but replace the audience with a camera? He reached out to jazz singer Macy Miller, who had her original concert this season canceled and had contributed to our World is Listening campaign, and asked if she'd still perform. She agreed eagerly. So this August, we had our season finale, Jazz at Sunset, a live-streamed concert experience. Macy and pianist Tim Bray performed on location at the beautiful Glen Ford Museum, and we streamed her concert to Facebook where viewers could experience the wonderful visuals and acoustics of a live performance. It was a smash hit.
Red and gold, I see your lips, the summer kisses, those sunburned hands, I used to hold.
And that is how the season that wasn't supposed to be turned into a season of transformation. Every experience has been unique and unforgettable, from our live concerts early on to our virtual experiments with Zoom and pre-recorded shows. Check out the highlights from the season in the video description. But now we are back with live performances that audiences can enjoy from home. And this is just the beginning. We have more events and creative projects in development as we speak to bring audiences more unique music and virtual experiences. So stay tuned.